Okay, after another challenging week, but this time for a different reason compared to the last one, happy to announce that Project 4 is out and it's called the Deep Jam Apps. And I'm going to go into the project breakdown immediately and explain you why did I decide to build this web app, how does it work, and then do a quick demo as usual. Go a little bit into the tech stack that I used and a couple of things that I did for the first time ever, things that I plan to improve, and there are plenty of them. What were the exact challenges for this week, and what's the final score? So first of all, the main reason why I decided to build this app is actually a pivot, right? My goal for this week was actually to do something way more complicated, more complex, and more important for me. But I ran into a wall with that project and realized sometime around Thursday afternoon that I'm not going to be able to finish it. And that's where I've just decided to make a pragmatic decision and build something super fast, or so I thought building a directory would be. Um, and another reason, I guess, was the fact that, this whole journey started as a product of me being a part of a community of builders at Starter Story, and I just kind of wanted to have a place where all of us would feature our MVPs and give support to one another, because who else will do it if we don't do it for each other, right? There's a ton of creators there, a lot of them that are creating at a pace similar to mine, releasing even a few apps a week sometimes. And so I just wanted to have a place for all of us to share those and aggregate them in a way. Um, the app, the directory itself works as you would expect it to, right? It allows people to come in, browse, review, like projects, follow their favorite creators, obviously when they're authenticated. Then allows the creators themselves to share their projects, build their own portfolio, get followers, likes, and reviews. And then obviously those that have the highest amount of user engagement are also the projects that would get featured on a leaderboard. And then the creators themselves obviously have the ability to fully customize their creator profiles, right? Which we'll see in a second. Like we can get things started on that front. So this is the marketing and the product landing page. So on this build is also one of the builds where there's no need to have a marketing page, since the directory itself is the page to access the projects. As you can see, we have multiple ways to filter projects and search them based on the category they belong to, and based on their name. Now, the projects themselves have, a couple of ways to browse the project cards. This is the desktop view or mobile. It's a little bit more compact. When you click to enter to see any of the projects, we have the project screenshot, which can be expanded through the full screen. Obviously, the description, you can like and review projects and see what are the other projects made by this particular creator. You can also access creator profiles by clicking on their name and just following them as long as you're authenticated, right? Now, if you are a creator yourself, you can go to the main page, and when you click to try and submit the project, you will be directed to the authentication page, right? Because you need to be registered or signed up or signed in order to do so. So I'm gonna switch my tab to a screen where I kind of pre-prepared my email, which is one of those that I have to continue to create accounts that are not yet created or verified. And I'll just sign up real quick. And then from there, I'll just go to my email and show you the email verification process. Again, super simple, nothing fancy here. I've designed the email templates again using the HTML option that was enabled by Lovable and Supabase integration. I wanted to try and build the custom SFTP because for this project I did buy the domain, so I could have done that, but I just didn't have enough time. So I'm just going to verify my email address real quick. And then from here, as you can see, I'm already logged in. Now, I currently have a user account, right? I still don't have a creator account. In order for that to be possible, I would just need to go and click to submit. And at that point, trigger this onboarding modal, which prompts me to become a creator. From that point on, I can upload my photo, which I'm going to do real quick. I'll just take any photo like this one, for example. I can say, yeah, I'm a creator. I'll just keep the default theme. Not going to include any social links for now. And I'm going to say skills, lovable, and super base, right? So I'm just going to complete my setup. As soon as you complete your profile, you're obviously taken back to the project submission page, because that's where we originally wanted to start, right? I just pre-filled it with some information so that we don't waste time on that during the demo, and just going to try and submit a project right now. And once the project is submitted, you will be able to basically see it within the all kind of projects dashboard, as you can see. So if I click on my project, I'll be able to see that I was the one submitting it. No likes and reviews yet. Obviously, I added a GitHub link, so you would be able to go and see the GitHub or click to view the demo. Basically, if you want to see my creator profile, you could go and click on it. You could see my name and the projects that I built. Now, obviously, I've never edited my profile. So that's one of the things that I would advise all future creators to do before they submit a project. So you can go to profile, click edit, and then you can add any social links, click to save your changes. And then from there, when you go to projects and you click on your project, you should see that the state is updated. I want to say that there's a lot of problems here with updating the states in real time. As you will see, that's one of the things that I want to work on improving first. So there's a lot of refreshing that I need to do for some reason, so that the state of my front end changes, right? Aside from projects, obviously which there are plenty of, already submitted by my fellow builders. There's also the ability to browse all the creators as well. Individually, right? So as you can see, this is my creator profile. There's a lot of other folks here. You can click and expand to see multiple projects. If they've submitted more than one project, you can click on any of the projects, open them up, see if they have any ratings, any likes and reviews, and again, see more projects from the same creator as well, and visit those projects directly. When you click to see all, you are taken to the page, and then you can just click to follow this particular creator. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the final component of this is the leaderboard. For projects that get the highest amount of likes and reviews, they get featured in the top 10 list of all projects. Score calculation here is a little bit messy, but I will make sure to work on fixing that first thing. So that's it. The project is, again, super simple as expected. As a creator, you can continue submitting the apps. You will be able to see them in the projects panel, filter them based on their category, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for this build for right now. I want to say that the tech stack used here is pretty simple: lovable for front end, Supabase for back end, and then project description enhancement, which is optional and broken at the moment, it seems, through OpenAI API. Users can access and use this app on mobile as well, but I think that this is primarily a desktop web app, just simply because of a lot of information that needs to be displayed, a lot of text, which takes up, and images as well, obviously, which take up a lot of real estate on your screen. The tip for this week is the well-known expression or abbreviation KISS: keep it simple, stupid. Don't try to go overboard. Don't let Lovable do it either. Always think how to make things simpler and not more complicated, and instruct the tool accordingly. So there were some things that did not have to be that complex, but for whatever reason, AI sometimes thinks that it has to do this complicated build or this comprehensive fix. So try to talk with it longer challenge it. Say things like, I don't think you got this right. I need you to go in deeper, or I need you to explain me why do you think what you just pitched to me would work, and is there a simpler solution? So always challenge it to give you simple versions, simpler fix, simpler anything, right? Because otherwise things can get really messy and complicated really fast. Um, Things that I did for the first time ever this week, I built a project from start to finish within the same 24-hour span, which is pretty wild. I think, again, started on Thursday night, finished by Friday night. So, and obviously had to work other stuff in between and live a life. So it's kind of like, no QA, no nothing. I just kind of went head first. And I launched the project without doing any QA internally. Like I shared it with the community of builders, asked them to submit products, tell me everything that's wrong. They found at least 15, 20 bugs that I was then able to fix really fast. Otherwise, I would have launched with those bugs, and this would be a pretty devastating deployment, I guess. I initially developed a pretty complex scoring system with the help of AI to ensure that the leaderboard is super dynamic. I think I'm going to go with my tip on the previous one and keep it more simpler, because that's one of the things that's causing me to have to refresh all other screens, I guess. This is also the first project that I'm launching publicly, where I deployed my core form framework and a building manifesto that I've built for myself. It's a pretty extensive way of approaching building new projects. If you want to know more about it, just send me a message anywhere on any of the platforms where you're following me, and I can explain it to you or provide you with a demo video that's almost 3 hours long going into that. Um, Now, as I mentioned, there's a lot of things to improve here. This is a community project first and foremost, so I kind of anticipate that I'm going to add collaborators to my build and then have them build something too, because I don't have to own this project. I just want it to exist and be used by as many people as possible. Then the next thing that I want to work on, I guess, is the project display, filters, types, adding more tags, just internally link projects better. There's a problem also with real-time data fetching on building the leaderboard. I really want to fix that too. I think profile and account settings could be improved as well. Like password reset, email change, update, stuff like that's not built yet at all, even, right? So like that's something that's pretty basic and really needs to be included. I may even add that sometime later today. I also want to add feature projects for each category, because I hope we're going to have hundreds of them submitted, so it won't make sense to browse them all together. I'm going to have to figure out how to filter them and separate them a little bit better. And then I even thought about having this project at some point having a pretty basic CMS, or just have lovable code, a blog for me where I would just publish maybe like 10 or 15 articles that talk about top 10 apps for each category, to see if we can get some organic traffic benefits or whatever. Just give creators a little bit more of a backing, I guess, for those ideas that resonate with the audience the most. There are plenty of challenges with this build. Obviously, the first one is the one that I mentioned initially. So I had to pivot. And then I was really impatient because I was running out of time. So instead of continuing to deploy the app according to my plan and my usual manifesto, I skipped a couple of steps and then spent 60% of my time later just fixing bugs. This is the first project, I think, where I've went over 250 edits as well, which is a lot. They're not all big and complex, but it's a lot, meaning that there's a lot of small tweaks that I had to do simply because I made a mistake of like starting to design sooner than I should have done. I fought many battles with RLS policies. I really need to learn more about backend. I just can't let Lovable control this so much, because it makes a mistake that then takes up a lot of my time to fix. Then, I mean, it was pretty intense and fun to just switch the strategy of what I'm going to build, but it's exhausting. Like I usually don't build that way. I usually have a pretty well laid out plan, and I do a little bit of work for 5 days versus doing all the work within 1 day. And because of that, the app's not fully optimized for mobile, which I hate, because I usually work on that, assuming that most people will see this video and see all my posts from mobile and then visit from mobile, and they're not going to have a fun experience. And just to wrap it up for this week, again, final score 6 out of 10. Project's very simple and it works, but it has some blatant bugs. I think I would even grade it lower if this was my original plan. The 6 is there just because I built it within the same day. The landing page is the marketing page, is the app page, so there's no score here that would be separated for this week on that front. I think it would take a while to make this a 10 out of 10 project, quite honestly, because there's a lot of small tweaks that you would need to do, and that's usually what takes up 80 or 90% of the time when you're building apps. Now, this is, as I said, a community project for us builders, so it's not necessarily intended for people to submit their own projects or create their own creator pages, but you're more than welcome to. I don't care at this point, right? Just visit deepjamapps.com and create your creator profile, submit some apps, get some likes, get some reviews, get some traction going for your projects, and I'll see you next Saturday with the next one. Keep shipping.